What's happening, y'all? It's your boy AD Skolar, and this is the first edition. I'd like to welcome you to the first edition of the Skolar Report, which basically means every week we're going to meet up right here, maybe a different backdrop, or just different guests, or just me. And we're just going to talk about some of the things that have been going on that week and some of the conversations that people have been having, some of the ideas people have been sharing, and just kind of, connect some dots, man. I know folks from different walks of life, some people music folks, some people regular, run-of-the-mill, blue collar, white collar, whatever you want to call it, who don't know about all the stuff going on out there. They're not up on it, or they just don't care. And maybe, having this little conversation will help them care just a little more, or talk just a little more, and maybe facilitate some things that'll help lead to bridging gaps between people, or just good conversation, and I'm all about that. Anybody who knows me knows I love to talk, and I love to talk to people who like to talk. So, hopefully this process will help, facilitate that a little bit. So every week, check in with me. This is what was going down. This week was crazy. We had the earthquake and a hurricane in New York City. Well, rather, the earthquake was in Virginia, but it touched down. We felt it here in New York throughout the East Coast, and that doesn't happen. So we got that. We got hit up by Irene, and I know some people gonna clown and be like, "Yo, they overreacted. They need to shut down the MTA and all that." This is my thing. At the end of the day, it's better to be safe than be sorry. So, people will try to go out there and do all types of like, "Oh, yo, I'm gonna still go to the club and I'm still getting popping." Nah. It was way too much rain out there, and people barely know how to drive in the city when weather's normal. So I think it was good that Cuomo and Bloomberg made a decision to shut it down and just make sure it was safe for everybody, and just make sure that we took the precautions necessary, evacuated everybody where they need to be evacuated, so that we don't have to worry about anybody passing or any tragedies. So shout out to them for doing the right thing. I don't really give a shout out to these guys too much. I'm not an anti-government guy like that, but I'm definitely not a pro-government guy. Just do what you're supposed to do, and I'll keep you keep moving, I keep moving. You know what I'm saying? So besides that, VMAs was crazy. Highlights: Gaga doing her whole Grease impersonation was really fresh to me. I thought it was dope. It was very entertaining. It pushed the envelope. You've seen her wear meat dresses. You've seen her do all types of crazy antics. And it was just dope, man. Just to see somebody be entertaining. Her hopping up on that piano and smoking that cigarette and doing like a whole, soliloquy in the beginning of the show. Thought Kevin Hart was funny. But it's always weird when you watch these award shows. Just like the audience just odd, Industry people too cool for me. Jason, what's his name? Bieber? I don't like that. Let me not say I don't like the kid. I don't know the kid, but he was just a little too cool for school for me. So whatever. What else was cool? I thought the Amy Winehouse, Tony Bennett footage was really dope. Really dope. Progressive. Russell Brand as the person to do that piece. I don't know if that was necessarily the best call, but it is what it is. What else was really fresh? Beyonce shout out, or should I say the announcement of the future baby Carter. So I think that's crazy, but I guess we've all been wondering what their kid would look like when it's born, or if it ever happens. So I guess we'll find out soon enough. Who else? I thought their performance was cool. The Throne's performance, Jay-Z and Kanye. I thought they did a really, really cool job. It was entertaining to me. I liked it. I like the record though. I like the Otis. I like Watch the Throne as an album. I thought it was a pretty cool album. Fun. It just looked like two guys who just were enjoying themselves, so I can't be mad at that. What else we saw? Chris Brown did his thing. I like that performance. It was like Cirque du Soleil. I think last year it was Pink that did the thing. So this year I think Chris took the baton, ran with it, and kept it fresh. To the point that Jay and Chris and Kanye had to give it up to him. On something like you could tell they didn't want to, but they were like, damn it, this kid can do something. Jeez. I want to hate him, but damn, he can dance. So that was awesome. But overall, I thought the show was real entertaining, man. Wayne's definitely on his rock star pop movement. Got a sneak peek at the album. Carter 4, not bad. I mean, You know, had a little bit of everything. A little How to Love, a little, you know, John, you know, with the Ricky Rose. It was entertaining. You know, I think at this point right now, I can't really say I'm looking for anybody to come with something overly profound to change my life, but I think it's dope to hear artists who just make solid material and I can just enjoy it and bump it and do what I gotta do to it. I did discover this artist The Weeknd this weekend. So I'm still checking out some of his stuff. He's apparently affiliated with Drake and that whole situation. And he's basically what sounds like a more ramped up version of Drake to me. Just more of a vocal range and just sounds like a little fresher. So look forward to checking him out. I'll probably be listening to his stuff this week. And so I'm gonna probably let y'all know about it next week when I listen to it and let y'all know what I think. Besides that, oh, one last thing. This past week, shout out to my homie Hassan Salam, who hosted the Black August event over at SOBs. That was really fresh. I wasn't able to go, but I heard a lot of positive feedback about the event and also saw some footage from the event. And he commented on the artist V Nasty, who I really was trying to avoid becoming familiar with, just because I just kept hearing so many things that just made me feel like, why would I want to know about this girl? And her affiliation with Krayshawn, and it was two things. And then we'll probably wrap this up because people want to go on with their lives. But V Nasty, it's like this. People who know me know how I feel about the usage of the N-word in music. I think, you know, we leave legacies behind when we do what we do. So it's important that you think about what you leave behind for the generation to follow and how that shapes the world. In the same breath, I say this: we live in America and we do have the freedom of speech. And you can't say pretty much anything you want. That's part of that's the pro and con, right? That's the good and the bad that comes with us being in this country. So I'm not going to give any more press to this girl than this. She's entitled to say what she wants to say. I don't think it's appropriate that she says it. And I don't think my biggest thing, if you really want to show how you feel about stuff like that, just don't support it, man. Don't give it any light. And I mean, I know I might be feeding into that by saying this, but I think it's important that we don't get caught up. The girl knows she's getting a lot of attention for it. If you pay attention to her footage, she knows it. So the more pub we get her, you know, the more she basically benefits off of the fact that she's using that term in a way to capitalize on some things that you shouldn't be capitalizing on. In that, I'm also going to say I feel bad for Krayshawn because I watched an interview and it looks as though she's pretty much getting bunched into something that may not necessarily be anything that she's involved in. You know, and she commented on it on an interview and basically said, yo, like, I think it's kind of crazy that she does that. She says it outrageously like 30 times on one of the songs that they have together. So I think it's important not to us to just bunch these white girl rappers together and just say they're all the same. That's all I want to say about that. I ain't really gonna give them too much burn. You know, let them do their thing, I suppose. People who gonna rock with it, Everybody else, you know, we keep it moving. We listen to some other stuff. I'm gonna be listening to The Weeknd throughout this week. I'm gonna come back with some thoughts. Come back with some reviews next week, probably of the Wayne Project with a little more detail. And whatever else pops off this week, man. But you know, this is what we're gonna do every week. We're gonna touch down with y'all. I'm AD Skolar Report. Oh, hold up, before I bounce. My group, Just Cuz, is going to be dropping their project. Well, correction. We're going to be releasing our first video as a group end of September. September 29th, we'll be dropping a video for Hold Up that was produced by my man Buddha the Future and Grand Music. That's going to be dropping at the end of the month. You'll be getting stuff from me throughout the course of the month, just preparing y'all, let y'all see behind the scene footage and all that good stuff, re-releasing the record so you can kind of get familiar. Hope to see everybody there. Should be a good time. It's going to be at our bar down on Bowery, it's not Bowery Street, just the Bowery. Anybody who knows is Bowery. But you'll get all that information down the line. But end of September, we're dropping Hold Up. That's going to be crazy. Hope to see y'all in another week. I should be here. Hope y'all be. I'll holler at y'all. It's your boy AD Skolar. Deuces, Skolar Report.